Hello fellow orchid lovers. I realized yesterday just how long it's been since I posted an update video. So I wanted to go ahead and post an update. I was thinking perhaps I might do several updates and just do all the Phalaenopsis in one update, do all the Cattleyas in another update. These are kind of miscellaneous. So I just wanted to, let you know what's going on. Life's been a little crazy lately. I've had a very busy end of August and September, especially because we're having such beautiful weather. So there's been a lot going on. There's been a lot going on with my orchids too. These are my Tolumnias. They're all doing really well. Ever since I started doing the cal nitrate mix, just an FYI, I'm trying to film this in broad screen because I've had a few requests for that. I have a really bad habit of getting my pictures in the, my fingers in the frame. So if that happens, I apologize. I'm trying something new to keep people happy. So again, I apologize. But anyways, ever since I started the cal nitrate, the Tolumnias are plumping. Their leaves are different than any other orchid I have. They're kind of triangular shaped and they're kind of like almost like a succulent. And when I got these orchids, they were in good shape. The leaves weren't desiccated or anything, but they were very thin. And ever since I started doing the cal nitrate mix, they are so firm, so plump. The new growths are just taking off. I'm not just doing cal nitrate, I am also doing micronutrients and other types of fertilizer as well. But the cal nitrate every once in a while does really seem to give them quite a boost. For instance, look at this leaf. I mean, it's so thick and so plump. They are also growing new growths. You can see one right there in the front. I don't know if you can, this one right here. So they're all doing good. No spikes, but I'm new to Tolumnias. I've only had Tolumnias for a couple months now, so I don't know when they're supposed to bloom. If these are even blooming size. I mean, some of them are pretty big. Like this guy, he's a decent plant. So it's possible I might see a spike soon. I don't know. But my method with them is I put a little water in the glass, and just enough so that the roots barely touch it, and then I let it sit like that for about a day, and then I dump it. And there's still a little water remaining in the glass because I don't dry it, so for like another day they still have a little bit of moisture. And then when I start to see these roots start to go silvery, I put more water in again and start the whole process over, and that does seem to work for them. I was keeping the roots a little more damp, I think, than they were supposed to be, and Roger posted a video recently and he did say about his Tolumnias that they do need to dry out. So I have adjusted my method accordingly, and we'll see how that does for them. This was in my last update video and I didn't have the tag, so now I do. This is a Rhynchostylus gigantea. I hope I'm saying that right. She is just taking off. The last video that I posted, this aerial root was all the way down here, and that was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that's how much this root has grown in that amount of time. Now I do see, again, this is new camera angles for me, so I apologize. I do see a new leaf growing there, and then I don't know which leaf it is, but there's definitely a flower spike coming, which I'm so excited about. But these leaves are really tight, so I don't really want to disturb it and like break it, just to show you. When it starts to pop out of the actual leaves, I'll post another video and I'll show you. But she's clearly a very happy orchid, and she is officially my favorite orchid. I just ordered another one of this type of orchid, a red one. So I should be getting that sometime this week. I ordered from 2 different places this time. I was mostly ordering orchids from one particular supplier, which if you pay attention to my videos, you'll see their name on the tag. But I branched out and I'm trying another one because they had the Wanagara apple blossom orchid, which I've been wanting for a while. So I did branch out and I'm trying another orchid supplier. So there will be additional videos probably later on in the week with those orchids that I've ordered. This is my Maxillaria tenuifolia. the coconut orchid. She's doing good. I mean, she's very thirsty, so I have to always keep her with water. She drinks it really quick. Her new growths are continuing to grow. Rogue, enough. Sorry about that. My Doberman's a little riled up right now. But I don't really see a huge amount of progress from her. I don't know if I have my growing method completely right. And so I'm adjusting a little bit here and there. I do see the new growths plumping, so maybe I'll be getting pseudobulbs soon. I don't think that this orchid, the size of this orchid, is anywhere near blooming size. So that's probably going to be something that I'm going to have to wait a while for. Next update is my Brassavola nodosa. Put that back so I don't mix up the tags. The smallest piece, the new growth is still doing well. Now has quite a few new roots, so she's pretty happy. This is the new growth on the other piece. She's got new roots. She's getting bigger every day, so she seems happy. And then on the largest piece, the spot that bloomed, that's my puppies playing. They're not actually like gonna kill each other. I have two puppies. One's a Doberman and one's a pit mix, so that's how they play. They growl. This is where the flower spike was, and remember my last update video, I said that the area underneath was plumping and I thought I was gonna get a new growth. Well, I can't do it with, okay, we'll do it this way. There she is. New growth. For some reason, my new growths have a tendency to grow sideways. So I think maybe the sun is coming in at like a weird angle. So I'm trying to work with this orchid to get the growth to go back up. But as you can see, she's getting a new root. So again, she seems very happy. So we're happy about that. Hopefully in a couple of months when that's mature, we'll get another flower spike. So that'll be good. My Vanda is doing okay. This damage, if you've been following me from the beginning, this was my cat. I had it somewhere that my cat could get to it. I did not in a million years think he would chew on an orchid, but he proved me wrong. So I'm gonna have to live with this damage for quite a while because they really don't shed their leaves. But since I got this orchid, it's gotten these 3 leaves and they seem on par with previous growth. So I think that my method with this one is particularly good. I realize I'm not going through my method. This had a terrible accident. It got caught in a door. I was hanging it on my back door and it got caught in the door. So we don't hang it there anymore. But as you can see, it's getting all new tips on roots. This area down here is also getting new roots. Some of the older roots are branching, as you can see back there. So she's really happy. No flower spikes. The one spike that I was getting on her did dry up because I changed my method with her while she was developing that spike, which I'm so upset that I did that. But I watch other people's videos and so many people told me, you know, you're gonna kill your orchids in water culture, blah, blah, blah. And so I listened to them and I messed it up. So my current method with this orchid is she hangs in a sunny spot all day, and then at night she goes into my bathroom sink. Sometimes it's just straight tap water, sometimes it's distilled water with fertilizer. I kind of vary it. Vanda orchids can take a very high level of feed. So she is being soaked for at least 8 hours every night. You know, when it's dark out, she's being soaked. And then when she's hanging, you know, obviously she's not in anything. When I do go away on vacation, I put the lower roots in a vase of water and it doesn't seem to cause a problem. She's still getting hydrated, so she's happy. So let me just really quickly go back here and tell you how I'm growing these. I do these very similar to my Cattleyas. I soak them for 2 days and then I dump the water and they're dry for 5. And when I'm saying soak, I just put the water, let me focus, up to here, so that most of the roots and the plant are in the air and just the bottom roots are getting the moisture. The Maxillaria tenuifolia is in water all the time. It's a very thirsty plant. So that water level is actually very low for that plant, so I do have to top that up. The Ranchostylus gigantea is in water all the time, and she's very thirsty. I just filled this up to this portion right here maybe a day and a half ago, and she's already drank that much, so she does drink a lot. Now I know that there's been a lot of content on YouTube about algae and how some people think it's bad and some people don't mind it. I don't let it get out of control. Like if it starts to take over, I will clean the vase. But I do change my water every week. So every week this water gets changed. So my algae never really does get out of control. My maxillaria is in a very bright window, so that will get out of control. So I have to clean the cup and the beads every couple of weeks. So I don't let the algae take over, but I also don't freak out if there's algae. Like this one had a little too much algae in it and I cleaned it. I'm trying to find, so this one has a little bit of algae in it, and it's almost time for me to clean it. But again, I don't freak out. I haven't seen that it's, well, actually maybe I should clean this one today. I can see this side's a little bit more dirty. I haven't seen any bad side effects from it. Maybe that's just that it hasn't had enough time, but I mean, I've been growing in water culture for 6 months and no problem so far. So again, I don't, if it's not taking over, I leave it alone. But I do change my water every week, so it is fresh water that's going in, and it doesn't seem to bother the plants, so I'm not going to freak out about it. So anyways, I am going to try to post a couple more videos about you know, my Phalaenopsis, my Oncidiums, and my Cattleyas, how they're doing. Again, if anyone has any tips or they have these orchids and they've had a method that seems to go well for them, you're welcome to comment below. Otherwise, I will talk to you next time.